And Johnny, let's round everything out by going on to our third topic, which I teased at the beginning. I didn't tell you exactly what it is. And also, I'm going to throw this out here because I forgot to do it for the Loki segment. Make sure to check us out on patreon.com/most-valuable-podcast. We can't do what we love doing for you guys. We're going to have some new Patreon tiers. We're not new. We're kind of revamping some of them to maybe make them more enticing. So make sure to go check us out on patreon.com. We love our patrons. Cannot do what we do each and every week without their support. But Johnny, I teased at the beginning, Disney might be making another live action movie.
There are talks of this, yes.
This one alone, Dumbo, Aladdin, Lion King. We got Beauty and the Beast. We've got Jungle Book. We've got Maleficent. We got Pete's Dragon.
Maleficent, by the way.
Yeah, I did. Didn't I say Maleficent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it? Did I say Maleficent? Or did I say
Maleficent? Wait, fuck, now I'm saying it. Never mind.
Whatever. Angelina Jolie is that freaking baddie from Sleeping Beauty.
No, I'm saying it wrong.
Betty? Sounds Betty? Instead of better, sounds Betty. But basically...
Betty White?
The news that we have here, and take it with a grain of salt because the article that I have says to. Here's the quote from the article from Screen Rant. Movie Hole is reporting that Disney is currently discussing potential ways to revisit the Nightmare Before Christmas property, either with a sequel or possible live-action adaptation. However, this report should be taken with a major grain of salt, as it's unclear how reputable the source is. Though Movie Hole notes it's their same source that offered up information about Black Draft 2. Even if the report is correct, discussing a potential project is the very earliest stages of making a film, so it remains to be seen if anything will ever or even come of it. The question I want to ask you, Johnny, because, yeah, we might not know if it's coming for sure, but we can still talk about it. That's a great thing about what we do here on the podcast. I want to ask you, should Disney even make a live-action Nightmare Before Christmas? Should they use that property in the kind of trend of live-action movies that they're coming out with right now?
I mean, we don't need it.
And I chose this one because I know you do like Nightmare Before Christmas.
I really like Nightmare Before Christmas.
I know. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
It's going to be pretty high on my Disney list when we do that segment. Mm-hmm. Pretty high.
Should they? Should they?
I'm going to go with no, not really, because we don't need... I don't even think it's considered part of the Disney Renaissance, because there's a lot of people that don't realize it's Disney right off the bat.
But that's the thing. Live action doesn't need to be Disney Renaissance. Jungle Book,
that's true. Jungle Book wasn't. Dumbo's not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So it doesn't have to be part of the Disney Renaissance. Pete's Dragon's not either.
They're taking any of their movies that...
I mean, I wouldn't be... Oh, God, if you do it... It's like a really thin line of like, if you do it right...
It could be amazing.
It could be amazing. But if you cast a person to be Jack and not have him CGI'd, because I don't want to see a human person playing Jack, then do not give me this movie.
See, but that is all, like, that's also the thing, too, of, I think that the style in which this movie's in, let's be honest, Tim Burton.
It gives it a certain quality.
Well, the art style to every character is unique. Like, Jack is a skeleton, but is like he doesn't look very humanistic.
No, he's like they would have to get someone in a motion capture suit.
Yes, well,
to do it,
they do that. But also, are you still going to make his head like round, or are you going to go more with a kind of not totally humanistic skeleton, but more of a human-like skeleton of like an actual almost skull compared like think Coco skeleton compared to Nightmare
I would
Before
say
Christmas.
maybe you're going to go as far as going Coco skeleton, but not full human skeleton.
Yes,
because you want to keep some of the qualities that I almost said CGI, the stop animation that it took to do this movie. You want to keep some of the art style. Like Sally, you can have an actual woman play Sally. You can have an actual person play Dr. What I forgot. It's not Dr. Franken. Nope, that's something else.
You pulled up the IMDb page.
Yeah, I know. It just says all it says is evil doctor, evil scientist.
Well, then the evil scientist.
Yes. Okay. You can even get kids to play Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Mm-hmm. That's fine with me. All that kind of stuff. But like when you have Jack or you have the mayor, those are things that they're not human-like enough. There's even like the zombie parent kid and zombie parents and kid.
Yeah,
those can be played by people too.
What about the boogeyman? Oogie Boogie, is that the name of the boogeyman?
Yeah, Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie. Like you can think about him in a live
50-50
action
on that.
Well, like I'm not saying like have an actual person play that, but like that would be something that would fall under. And this is the weird thing of this property alone.
Yeah,
with a live action movie, I feel like half could fall under yes, an actual person is playing this, but then the other half falls under the Lion King motto of it.
Yeah,
of where. No, it's not an actual person. It's at most a person in motion cap, and it's more about the voice acting for
exactly.
it. Then the other thing that you've thrown out there of Danny Elfman, I'm assuming you're going to get him to still
I would really
do the
hope
music
so.
because he did the Jack singing voice. But then even on top of that, like go back to what I said, like how half of it falls into the Lion King account. We didn't question a live action with the Lion King because lions are real.
Yeah.
Lions are in our world. This art style that they used for Nightmare Before Christmas is not necessarily real to our world. It kind of almost reminds me of like an Real Monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of art style where like the mayor totally was like, I could see him in Real Monsters.
Yeah, I mean,
which was not very humanistic. It
no,
was to
they didn't have
go into that fantasy and the world that we're in.
Exactly. You can't like push the humanistic qualities too hard on a lot of them because they don't have the humanistic qualities. Like yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them you can make them real people. Like the clown with the tearaway face. That's going to be some interesting CGI for that. But like the mayor, not really, because he's like a conical shape.
He's a cone.
He's a cone. He's basically a cone.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other ones. Oogie Boogie's like a 50-50 because you could, but you also bring in the idea that
he's a really big character.
He's a really big character, but the second you're probably gonna have to go CGI once you tear away the canvas.
Let me throw this out there. How many?
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoilers in case you haven't seen it.
How many of these characters? Wow, I can't believe you couldn't even get through it. You were laughing.
I know.
How many of these characters would be a Will Smith genie? Yes, it's Will Smith playing. Not the controversy part.
Yeah, I know.
It's Will Smith playing it.
Thinking,
but it's CGI'd.
There's a lot of them you like.
Sally for sure.
Sally, yeah. Sally's kind of like. You could, if you did the makeup and effects right, like the effects
she could
right,
be limited CGI.
She could be limited CGI where you don't really consider it CGI.
But you want it to look better than cosplay at a con.
Yes, exactly. You want it to be like
because there's a fine line. Like you don't do it the right way.
There's some cosplays at cons that are fucking great.
There are, but like. If it's in a movie, I don't expect it to look like a cosplay from a con.
Well, I'm just going like the Harlequin demon, that thing that like its head, the lower half of its jaw separates from the top. You remember that one now?
Yeah.
That one you'd have to have someone voice actor that. You have to CGI that one.
Yeah.
The devil, you could probably do makeup and work for the sax player. And I'm just like looking at it. Corpse Kid, Corpse Mom, Small Witch, The Big Witch, Santa.
You could have a person play Santa.
Exactly. I don't know who WWD is.
Here's a question.
I'm just reading all the voices.
Here's what I want to throw out
Mr.
at
Hyde
you.
is fine.
I'm going to put it in this direction.
Ahead.
Let's say we've definitively said no, they shouldn't do a live action.
Okay.
I'm going to flip it and ask you this.
Yeah, not part 2.
Should they do a sequel?
I think they ended.
Should they do a sequel to Nightmare Before Christmas?
I mean, it's kind of hard to figure out there's other things to play with because there's all those other holidays. But where's the motivation now?
I mean, the only thing I'm going to say to that is...
I'm just... if you got an idea.
I will throw this analogy out to it.
Okay.
if they can, after seeing Toy Story 3,
Yes.
the ending of Andy giving his toys away to little spoilers if you haven't seen it. It's not as old as Nightmare Before Christmas. But
No,
it's still
exactly.
old. Giving his toys away. You're sitting there. I teared up. I cried. There's tears that rolled down my face because the way I saw that ending was, this is the end of my, like, I was what, 11?
10 or 11.
When Toy Story came out? What was that, 2001 maybe? Let's see, Toy Story. Let's see, what year was that? That was, oh, I'm sorry. Screw that. We were 5. Holy crap.
It was 95?
Did not realize that came out in 1995.
Wow.
Wow, indeed,
I was thinking
Johnny.
early 2000s.
Yeah, no, that one was
Jesus.
1995. It was November 22nd, so just before Ricky turned 6, right after David turned 6.
Yeah, damn.
Toy Story 2, let's see,
Was 99.
was 99, and then Toy Story 3 was 2010. So 5-year-old Ricky, 9-year-old Ricky, and then 20-year-old Ricky. Or what, right? 20-year-old Ricky? Yeah, that'd be 20-year-old Ricky. And now 29-year-old Ricky gets to see Toy Story 4. But, like, even as a 20-year-old, I was sitting there and, like, a tear rolled down my face because it's like, watching this end, it was completely like, this is my childhood now coming to an end. Now it's like, oh, Toy Story 4. Really? Really? The logical ending point was there.
Yeah.
You got barreled right through it. Like,
Exactly.
that could almost be what Nightmare Before Christmas, what a sequel would do to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's all those other holidays with all those other doors.
Easter.
But where's Jack's motivation? Because he's with Sally now, and he's got that hole filled. Per se, he had a hole that was filled. Like, he was kind of getting tired of the whole Halloween thing. He tried the Christmas one, stopped that, and now he's with Sally. I would feel like that, like, came to the whole, yeah, maybe I shouldn't mess with other holidays thing. So it was...
But what if he's then sitting around and he's bored?
Exactly. I mean...
He's bored and it's like, you know what? Maybe something happens. Maybe the motivation is he doesn't want to go into a door, but they find out whoever the baddie is, oh my God, Jack, one of the doors are open. Let's say I'm going to throw out Easter. The Easter door is open. Like, have it come out around Easter time. It could be Nightmare Before Christmas 2. It could be an Easter movie. What other holidays could you think of them doing?
There was a Thanksgiving door. There was a St. Patty's Day door. I feel like Easter would probably be a bigger one to do. And I don't remember what other doors there were, but there were other. I mean, obviously there was the Halloween pumpkin door.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
remember
see
what
if
other
Google
door.
will tell me what doors there are. Holiday doors. Thank you, Wikipedia. So there was the Valentine's Day door, which was a heart.
Okay.
St. Patrick's Day was a
Got that
4-leaf
one.
clover. Easter was Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Independence Day, fireworks.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Halloween was the jack-o'-lantern.
Christmas
Thanksgiving was the turkey. And then
Christmas was the tree.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doors, one of them being his.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. I mean,
I think Easter is it's either Easter or Thanksgiving, maybe possibly Independence Day.
I would say, if anything, it's either Easter. I wouldn't even go Independence Day. I'd say it'd be Easter, it'd be St. Patty's Day, or it would be maybe Thanksgiving.
No, Valentine's Day?
And Valentine's Day, I forgot. Yeah, you could.
I would think
play with that too.
Valentine's Day over St. Patrick's Day.
I would do it over Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's kind of a weird one to mess with because all it is
It's so close to Christmas, too.
so close to Christmas, so close to Halloween. It's literally in between.
No,
But
I mean,
Valentine's Day would be a good one. I think St. Patty's Day, because then there's like mythical creatures they can. Did I say Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day and St. Patty's, because there's like mythical creatures we know about right off the top of our heads that can be played into that, kind of like Santa with the elves and all that stuff.
or
and Easter.
Or if you don't want to go that route, the motivation could be people from the Easter door come into Halloween Town. Jack the Easter Bunny is missing. Jack.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel didn't put the Easter Bunny where we were supposed to go.
Jack. Jack. Cupid is missing. Jack. St. Patrick's is missing. Like, it could be for anyone.
Yeah. I would say, if anything, maybe tied in with the old one and say Lock, Shock, and Barrel didn't put the Easter Bunny back where he was supposed to go.
Were they supposed to do that?
They were, because he yelled at them. Because they brought him the Easter Bunny first. He goes, bring him back and apologize again when you get there.
Oh, no. What if they did do that? And what if it's like Finding the Easter Bunny?
Maybe.
What if it's like that? Oh,
hopefully
my God,
they didn't give him to Oogie Boogie.
Jack, the Easter Bunny is missing. And he's not where he's supposed to be. They thought everything was hunky-dory.
Yeah.
They could pick up moments after the last one ended. I think we're onto something here. I think we're on to Disney. If you use that, I'm going to sue you and try to take some royalties for it because we came up with the idea.
Put a name in there, a few royalties. I can quit my job.
I want a little bit of money with that.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Put our names in there, put a little bit of royalties, and I
don't need anything. I just
quit my job.
Just enough to quit my day job and do this full time. That's all I would really need. Any final thoughts on this, though?
No, I feel like it's something we don't really need, but as long as they're going to do it right, I'm going to be good with it.
And this is something, the reason why I brought it up is
don't screw us over.
I know you really love the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
And I know how much of like a cult following it has.
Yes.
To where it has its fan base and its fan base adores it.
Yes.
And like loves it to the fact where some people outside of Nightmare Before Christmas might be like, whoa, look at those weirdos over there.
Something wrong with those people.
But hey, like I like it. It's a good one. I just never thought we'd see the day where we would see a sequel or a live action for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Also, get Tim Burton to direct it then.
Well, they have to. Right?
I'm saying.
They have to.
I think it is his story, so.
Yeah, they would have to. And they got to get Danny Elfman back to do the movie.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you get Tim Burton, you get Danny Elfman.
It's kind of like you can't have Mufasa without James Earl Jones.
Exactly. I'm saying.
I don't know how we got Scar without Jeremy Irons, but I've gotten over that one.
Yeah.
I've gotten over that one.
I'm not
dying on that
I was miffed on that, too.
But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you think down below in that comment section. Should they make a live action Nightmare Before Christmas? And if not, should they make a sequel? And what do you think that story will pertain? Let us know what you think down below. I want to thank you guys for checking out the podcast today. Make sure to support us at patreon.com/MostValuedPodcast. Follow us on Twitter at War Machine 9085, at Ricky Widmer, at Most Valuable Pod. Also, make sure to go on iTunes and Apple Podcasts, rate and review the Rick and Johnny podcast. It's how we get this podcast into more ears and get more people listening and watching on YouTube each and every week. I want to thank you guys yet again for watching on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening on podcast services around the world. And as always, have a good day, everybody.